There are a lot of concerns around the world about where it's moving, many apocalyptic projections. I wonder how you feel about it, and how do you feel about Pakistan's ability to adapt to this shifting landscape?
Well, the world faces two huge challenges. One is climate change, where the material existence, when we only live in this world for material well-being, then the classic example is how we imperil our own existence is what climate change is. How we have ravaged the earth, and how we have misused the blessings of God. On the other hand, so that is the biggest challenge, I think, for human beings. The second biggest challenge is the plunder of the developing world by the ruling elites of the developing world, where every year huge amounts of money, according to the factile channel of the Secretary General of the UN, $1.5 trillion move from illegally. There's a trade imbalance anyway. I mean, the money flows through the trade imbalance to the developed world anyway. But the illicit, the illegal, money laundered by the ruling elites, over $1.5 trillion every year moves to the offshore accounts and Western capitals. Now, this is going to have severe consequences on food, on hunger, on starvation, on imbalance between the rich and the poor. And so I don't think enough attention is being paid to the second one, because the richer countries benefit from it, because they have this capital inflow, so they don't care. But the poor countries are getting destroyed.
Now, I mentioned Rumi, and he wrote something to the effect that clever people want to change the world, while wise people focus on themselves. And I wonder if the current predicament, including the ones that you talked about, climate change and the plundering of the human societies.
Of the poor countries.
Yeah. If that is, in a way, a consequence of some clever people trying to make the world a better place.
The plunder is simple. The rich people in the ruling elites, what they do is, when they, as Prime Minister, and me as a Prime Minister, if I want to take money from Pakistan and my ministers, the only way I can do it is by destroying the institutions that will stop me from doing it. The judiciary, the accountability process, the tax department. So when I destroy the institutions, the country goes down. And this is why countries are poor. But what is happening is the rich countries are now building barriers. They are allowing the capital to come in, but they don't allow the labor to come in. So the only way to stop this people dying of hunger and poverty and this imbalance is for the rich countries to make laws like they have for drug money, like they have for terror financing. They should not allow, for instance, our ex-rulers have living in millions of dollars of properties in London. We can't do anything to get them back, because the rich countries, they make it so difficult let us get the money back. This should change, because if really you want to stop this immigrant problem, poverty in the developing world, then there has to be a way that if, for instance, we say that, look, this person who was living in Pakistan has these huge properties in London, then unless that person can justify that he got this money legally, the property should be returned to us. That would stop the plunder of the developing world.